All right, this is the Sights and Sounds of Earth. Stand by as we get everybody in here and get the chat room going and everything. Stand by. Yes, Mom Kitty. I can actually hear you meowing tonight. What's up? Do that again. You gonna do it again for me? That was pretty good, Mom Kitty. Yeah, it was so good. You so rarely talk. Hey, everybody. Hey, Space Ghost. Hey, Gator. Hey, Victor. How you guys all doing tonight? We're letting everybody get in here. It's a typical Friday night, meaning that I'm very tired and I still have stuff to do after the show, but I'm here. Okay, so yeah, I got a client sending me a show here in about an hour and a half. I got to make that and put it in. I got another one I got to load. So, lots to do later tonight. Looking through what I've got here. Seeing if there's anything I want to mention from over here while we're letting folks come on in. What you doing, little girl? I actually got people sending me stuff, wanting me to help them promote their products and stuff. I look over those very carefully. I don't really, you know, unless it's a really good fit. I don't really do a lot of that kind of stuff. All right, so there you go. All right, so tonight what we got going on up here, we got protests. We've got this one over here, the one over here that is, you can see their stuff on the ground and all that. That is in front of the Scientology building. That is a protest that's going on outside the Scientology building, protesting the cult of Scientology. And then the one to the left of that, is supposed to be some kind of Tesla protest going on. But I think it's just some guy on his bicycle riding around. But whatever. We'll leave it there for right now. It is live. Okay, upper right corner. That's from Alaska. We're watching for aurora. Slight chance tonight, not very much. And then the last two, upper middle and upper left, as you can read on the screen there, that is in fact Sturgis, where they've got a parade going on right now. And so we are monitoring the parade live out of Sturgis, where they have huge motorcycle rallies. A long night? No, I don't think so. No, I'm going to be, I may not even quite make the 2 hours tonight. But I'm going to be on for a while, and we'll do our show. And then I'm going to get off here, and I'm going to do what I have to do for the station. And then I'm going to try to get some sleep. Now, tomorrow, all my plans have changed again. I'm working with family. We're trying to get my mom involved with all this stuff. This week we're doing the Christmas tree and all that, and I'm going to pick her up. Well, my family has now moved that to Sunday. So now I have tomorrow, and my later client tomorrow is going best of. So I have most of the day available tomorrow with nothing planned, other than just possibly working in here and stuff. But I think I'm going to go ahead and put the radio in the car and go take a drive tomorrow. So I'll probably be doing something. The last couple times I've gone out, it's been a mess. I'd like to try it again. I'm going to go to a park where I know I can get good cell service. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I'm going to see where it goes in the morning. What happened in the radio tower in New Jersey? I'll look it up. Let's see here. Ooh, a worker died at a radio tower. Is that the one? No, that's New Jersey. This is Atlantic City. I guess that's the same one. Yeah, that's it. This was posted today. Several agencies are investigating, it says. Excuse me. Several agencies are still investigating how a worker died on a 425-foot radio tower in Atlantic City on Thursday. On Friday, local police, fire, and representatives from the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, OSHA, were back at the scene in Atlantic City. First thing you do is think about your family, said the neighbor. 3 police drones went up surveying the tower and the working area. We had heard that they were supposed to be dismantling that antenna, but they said something came loose and hit them. Oh, crap. It happened at Murray and Ohio Avenue in the Venice Park neighborhood. Atlantic City police say the crew from North Carolina was working on taking down a section of the top of the tower around 4:30 p.m. when a worker was injured. Several neighbors said they saw CPR being performed on the victim on one of the upper platforms. Police say the man died, though further details have not been released. I heard the helicopter, said a woman nearby, and also when I looked out the window at the top of the tower, 2 pieces, the very tip of it, was dangling from the tower. Neighbors say they watched the crew working on the tower for the past several weeks. They hope that they get some answers soon. OSHA is investigating. The agency spokesman said Friday that they have 6 months to complete their investigation. Yeah, I'm sure they don't give a shit. All right, so anyway, that's what we got here. Let me go ahead and put this back over here real quick. There's the tower, and these are the shots from the scene. This is just like a rolling shot here. What happened? It didn't fall on my house, so I was happy. Let's just, yeah. Wow. Well, there you go, guys. That happens. We had that happen once on our tower here, and come to find out, all it was the man had a heart attack up there and died. We had lowered our transmit power, and our engineers were there, and they had made sure that everything was down. I don't know if you guys know it, but when the guys crawl past your element, it has to be on very low power, or it has to be turned off, depending on how much of it, how close they're going to have to get to it. And someone actually died on on our tower, the one we were leasing at the time. He was up there working, and he had a heart attack and died. It was terrible. Yep. No, I haven't heard anything about the F-16s, but I'll look. There was a, no, that's old. Okay, never mind. Nope, I don't have anything on that yet, but I'll keep it on my list. All right. Good evening, Bill. Good evening, Callie, or Heath, or no, who is? Oh, Callie Prepper. Hey, and Gator and Neighbor and Space Ghost and Victor. Just want to welcome everybody. JM, thank you for being here. Keith, welcome everybody. Yeah, I'm just looking through this here. I don't see anything in the news there. All right, so there we go. All right, as far as the weather goes, we have no warnings anywhere in the contiguous 48 states. We have nothing. I don't think we have anything anywhere. It's pretty quiet out there weather-wise. We do have some rain down here moving across the southeast. So everybody from New Orleans to the Outer Banks is seeing some wet weather this evening, but nothing strong or severe. I don't even have any watch boxes right now. The highest warning I have, let's see here. It's just a special weather statement. We've got some special weather statements, and I think they're all up in Canada. And the only other thing, that's it. I mean, there's nothing going on. It's completely quiet out there weather-wise. Yep, boy, it's the truth, too. No one's guaranteed tomorrow. All right. All right, everybody. Well, let's see. Let me go down to what we got next. Let me go ahead and do a reset here. Hello, everybody, and welcome in. It's 12:34 on the. I'm sorry, we've been on 12 minutes and 40 seconds. I am so tired tonight. I'm reading the wrong numbers. It's 9:13 on the East Coast, 6:13 on the West Coast, and I'm so tired. My dyslexia has kicked in. We are watching the latest. What's going on? The parade has ended in Sturgis, and it is finally getting dark there, so we're looking for some auroras in the upper right. Also, Crazy Cam, the crazies are out over at the Scientology Center, where there is a protest with 3 or 4 people protesting the cult of Scientology. And then the other guy there is supposed to be going to a Tesla riot, a Tesla protest. And yet, I don't know. Is he going to get on the bus? Are we taking the bus? I'm not sure what we're doing. I don't think he knows what we're doing. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So there you go. So anyway, that's what we got going on around the grid. I'm broadcasting live tonight from the studios here in Southwest Florida. This is Starship Studios, and this channel is called Starship Adventures, the show called The Sights and Sounds of Earth, and that is because every show we do is provided to you guys in a multi-screen format, so you can see what's going on around this wonderful, great planet that we live on, and just an absolute amazing night in a lot of places around the country out there. And so thank you for being here, everybody. I hope you enjoy it. If you're from outside the United States, you are always welcome. Please join us in the chat room. We have had people from all over the world in our shows just in the last few months, and we're really happy about that. I've been very surprised lately with the number of people from Australia and New Zealand, and also some of the folks in Europe. So I'm very happy about that. I love that our show's getting out there a little bit. Are we going to get 6 more states? I have no idea. Yeah. So let's go ahead and take a peek at what's going on around. We've still got those huge sunspots out there, guys. Huge sunspots. And they are traversing the sun at this moment. And these things, I don't want to underplay or overplay it, but these things are big. I mean, there's some huge ass sunspots. I got a decent shot here of them. Let's transition that. There you go. That's the latest sunspots that we're dealing with. And 4299 let out a burst 4 days ago when it was coming around the limb. 4300 let out a burst yesterday. That's now going to arrive on the 7th with a glancing blow. And the big one, 96, 94, and 98 across the bottom there. Those three clusters, which, I mean, I can't explain it. It's so rare to have this many sunspots this close together. They are turning, and as of tomorrow, will just about be directly facing at Earth. So anything that happens today, tomorrow, the next day, is going to definitely be directly geo-effective, and is going to bring in quite a bit of energy into our planet. So that's basically what we're looking at there. But yeah, just an absolutely amazing a cluster of a triple cluster of sunspots there. Absolutely amazing. The aurora oval tonight, we're not seeing too much so far, but we are going to continue to monitor, because at any time, as you guys know, just about at any time the aurora can descend down. Right now, the only chance to see it is going to be up in Canada, and eventually here in the next few hours into Alaska, but it's just not going to be down in the US today. On the 7th possibly, but still not likely. Oh, okay, I'll put that on my show notes. Yep, so that's your currently what they call the aurora oval. A neat story on space weather. I'm not going to go into it too much on here, but Mercury is it's reaching a point in its orbit where it's starting to put out a tail, and what it is pressure from sunlight pushes atoms out of the atmosphere and into space, and one of those is sodium, which strongly scatters sunlight and gives the tail that yellow hue. But it's kind of cool because you can actually see that Mercury has a tail, because it actually off gases when it gets really close to the sun. The tail waxes and wanes in brightness as it orbits the sun. It's a predictable pattern, and it's shown in this, let's see here. What is this? Oh, good, a 404 error. Those are my favorite. All right, so anyway, this is that graphic I'll replay for you. It's observing the tail coming off at close range. It's pretty cool. You can see how it gets just pulled off, basically. Very, very cool. All right, so, oh, wait a minute. Up. I just realized I didn't hit the transition button. Here it is again. There it is. I want to make sure you saw that. Anything you want to know about any of this stuff can be found at spaceweather.com. One of my favorite websites. There it is right there. They don't pay me. It's an actual, and it's a real endorsement. Okay, and there you go. There's the sun. You can see that large coronal hole moving off to the right. And then that whole complex of solar flares there on the bottom is all associated with those sunspots. And you can see all that And you can see the other 3 sunspots up there too. You can pick it all out on this if you look hard enough. It's all there. But there you go. Alright, other than that, yeah, there's a Geomagnetic Storm Watch. Improved models from yesterday's CME, coronal mass ejection, suggest that it might hit Earth. After all, a glancing blow or near miss is possible on January 7th, potentially sparking a G1 class geomagnetic storm. These are small. The CME was launched on December 4th from an M6 class solar flare from Sunspot 4300. And this is a shot of that right here. They dimmed that part down, and you can still see that it overwhelmed the camera. But that was the solar flare that ionized part of our atmosphere and took HF radio down for a short period of time in part of the world. See if there's any good shots on here. The moon is amazing tonight. It's a pretty big moon. Of course, it's a full moon tonight, and absolutely amazing out there. Fairly, yeah, whatever. All right, so let's see here. What do you think, little kitty? Daddy's outside. He found them little kitten. There's a little kitten from next door that's coming over now, and there's a little kitten here that one of my feral ones had, and I've been picking it up every chance I get. I pick it up and carry it around. I want it to be used to people because I'm going to try to adopt it. But every time Daddy goes out there, he hangs out with the kittens. That's why he got his name Daddy Kitty, because he literally likes to lick and hang out with the kitties, and they all kind of hang out with him. It's kind of weird. And now we've got this kitten from next door and a kitten from one here, and he's taken to them both. They see him and they come running to him, and he immediately plops down and they jump on top of him, and it's just amazing to see stuff like that. I think he was an English nanny in his last life because he is just really a great daddy kitty. But he's outside. That's why the orange one's not in here right now. I've got Mama Kitty, Mama Bleep Kitty here hosting. Oh man, look what Star Trek episode's on. Oh wow. There we go. The episode that's on tonight there, you can see in the right part of your screen. This is the best of both worlds, and this is after they kidnapped Picard, and this is when remember Shelby came on the ship, and everybody thought Sir Patrick Stewart was quitting, and they actually let the rumor out that he was quitting, and it was bullshit. They let it out that he was quitting, and they brought this woman in, Commander Shelby, who didn't get along with Riker, of course. And it looked like Riker was going to end up being the captain, and then this Commander Shelby was going to end up being the first officer, and they played it off that way. And then they went to commercial, and we didn't find out nothing for 6 months till they came back on the air again. And for Star Trek fans, you'll remember that moment because it sounded like this. Dun dun dun! Dun dun dun! Dun! Fucking shit. Oh my god. That's still the best of both worlds is still one of the better two-parters. I like Year of Hell from Voyager better. and there's a few other ones that are better, but that one really, that sets the bar pretty high for two-parters. Let's see here. Yeah, that triangle hole in the sun, that's what they call a coronal hole. And that's where a lot of this wind stream that's been coming from, that's hitting us anyway. All right, so let's go back over here. We were watching the parade in Sturgis, but that has ended. We also have the Scientology protest. It looks to me like the crazy people are protesting the Scientologists, so it's kind of like friendly fire. Anyway, and then we've got another one of these dingling protests going on. This is supposed to be of some Teslas. It says Tesla protest, and apparently the Dragons are upset tonight, apparently, and they are holding a protest now because apparently the Kraken have been oppressed all over the world, and they're not going to take it anymore, and so they're having anti whatever protests because we save the Kraken, save the Kraken. Anyway, I don't understand the whole blow up animal. I don't understand any of this stuff. The No Kings rally. What is that really? No Kings. I don't know who this blonde fruitcake is here. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'll go look. I'm going to go back down through there again. So let me go look real quick. I'll find that one. Here it is. Okay, well, yeah, I'll read it to you. Let me read to you what it says in the caption for that one. The channel is Lara FM, Lara FM. They got 132 people watching. It says, please join us in memory of Lisa McPherson and all the deaths caused by Scientology. LFM TV, Lisa McPherson Memorial and Protest, 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Blue on Fountain Avenue in L. Ron Hubbard Way. We will be sharing Lisa's story and Scientology abuses. Specifically, we'll be talking about the details of my connection and experience with Lisa and Scientology and the cover-ups. I will admit to you guys, Scientology is a mess. And there has been deaths attributed to it. There's a lot of ruined lives attributed to it. I think it's a big old mess. It hasn't said yet what town, but I'm gonna try to figure this out here. Doing art and sending Lisa messages and healing prayer and making healing protest. She's making healing protest art. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Google Maps and I'm going to put in that intersection and see if it comes up with anything. Okay, Fountain Ave and L. Ron Hubbard Way. Yeah, there it is right there. There's the Scientology Center. So where the hell's that at? Los Angeles, California. So they're in LA, guys. Here, I'll show you. Yeah, because I had no idea. So now you know. Now we know. And you know.
Now we know.
And knowing is half the battle.
There you go. All right, here we go. This is the Google map, and there's the Scientology Center right there. And if I drop the little dude right there, there's the front of the place, and that's what we're looking at, I think. Of course, it's backwards on hers because of YouTube and that stupid thing where it flips your camera. If you put it in the mode where it's facing you, it makes everything backwards like a mirror, and I don't understand why it does that. And I hope there's a way to eventually turn it off. But that's where they're at. She's at this Scientology center right here. This is it right here. Yeah, this place is nuts. You guys, let's listen to what she's saying. She's on audio 9.
Thank you guys. Oh, yeah. What we're doing to raw meat. Go get some raw meat and give us. Oh, it's gonna be all backwards though, right? Oh well. Sorry guys. I'll do a live stream. We'll do a recap. Becky! Becky's here!
That's a big place. Do they own all the way back to here, I would assume? That's a big place. I don't see anything connecting these two things, so I think, but that's a big ass place right there, guys. I mean, I know bullshit. L. Ron Hubbard Way. Dianetics. Do you guys remember those ads? How many of you are old enough to remember the Dianetics ads on TV? Dianetics, and it showed the big earth, the big volcano and the shit coming out of the top. Dianetics. Yeah, it's about power, which money and power are the same thing. Yes, and it is bad. It's bad news bears, no doubt about it. You got tired of her. She looks like she's a little over the top, but you know what? Let me tell you something. Oh shit! I realized I didn't hit the transition button again. This is the place we're at right here, guys. This is the Scientology building, and here I'll show you the. See if I can bring it back around again. There's the back of it. There's the other side. Here's the front. And she's sitting right down here in the front looking up at that building. And so I do believe that if we look at it from her point of view, this is the right building. You see what I'm saying? Don't you guys see that? That's where she's at right there. Matter of fact, there's the fountain and everything right there. I can see exactly right where she's at.
It's just weird right now. And that's fine. Yeah. I didn't care. He's saying, hey, my mom can do this. And I was like, okay. I said, I don't know what's happening. I don't want to.
Anyway, I want to tell you guys something. Leah Remini, I don't know if you guys know who she is. She's done some sitcoms. She's very funny. She's a great actress. Her name is Leah Remini. Look her up, please. If you are into disliking Scientology like the rest of us, look up Leah Remini. She did a season or two of a show where she interviewed all of the bigwigs that have quit Scientology. And it's crazy, some of the shit that they're talking about. I watched the whole thing. There was some episodes I literally watched twice because it was that interesting to me. Like I said, Leah Remini, she ends up getting the guy to help her on her show that was like the number 3 guy in Scientology. And so she ends up coming up, she has all this information, all this proof. She shows stuff, she does, it's amazing. And if you if you're into hating this thing like a lot of people do, because I'll be honest, it's crazy when you look at it. The craziest thing to me is, have you guys ever seen all the stuff that South Park did on Scientology? Everything they did on Scientology, if you watch it, you'll be like, the South Park guys are crazy. Nope, it's all true. It's all true. They just did it. You know, they said the quiet part out loud. Scientology's crazy. He was a Navyman, L. Ron Hubbard. The author, L. Ron Hubbard. Author, religion starter. And he was in the Navy. And he was an admiral or some shit. And when he was forced to retire, he went and started his own Navy. Scientology. They have a Navy. They call it the Sea Org, I think they call it. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I'm doing all this from memory. They call it the Sea Org. And if you look at them all on the deck, dressed in their little uniforms, they look just like our Navy. And it's kind of crazy. They travel around the world, I doing stuff. Yeah, I know. I know, the whole thing about Chef wasn't really much on how they ended his character. They did it to kind of smear the actor, which is kind of bullshit, but whatever. I watched a video the other day of how they make South Park episodes, and it basically is they take 1 hour and they show you what a week is like for those guys, for Trey and the other guy. They literally show them coming to work in the morning. They show them writing the script on Monday and finalizing it on Tuesday and making the graphics and shit on Wednesday and then voicing it on Thursday. I was impressed. I'm like, they made an entire South Park episode in 7 days. Start to finish. From concept to air in 7 days. And they hit their deadline. That's why when you see these South Park episodes that come out 2 days after the election, and it's all about the election, and it has shit that happened in it that happened 3 nights ago in the election, how do they do that? They do it. That's how they do it. They do it. They literally make that shit on the fly. Some of that stuff that they've done over the years, they'll have both endings. They'll make dual endings. If it's going to be too close to air and they're not sure, they'll go ahead and make both endings because they don't know what's going to happen or whatever. Yeah, L. Ron Hubbard, he wrote like sci-fi books. And he created his own little navy. Yep. Oh boy. Yeah, they know the future too. I'm sure they do. Yeah, I'll be honest with you guys. I'm a little leery about cults. I just don't like them. Scientology is quite possibly one of the largest cults on the face of the earth. I think for sure, because I don't consider legitimate religions a cult. So if you take that aside, okay, Scientology is by far the biggest cult in the United States, by far. They have billions of dollars. They get tax exempt status on a lot of shit, which I don't believe in. Yep. It is what it is. I mean, see, normally I would say, look, if someone wants to join a cult, that's up to them. That's up to them. As long as they're not hurting other people, that's like I always say, as long as we're not victimizing other people, join your cult, have a good time. I don't give a shit. The problem is this cult sucks people in and don't let them out. This cult hurts people. This cult ruins people financially. This cult goes after people, stalks people, ruins people, screws people, kills people, disappears people. And so it's it's a cult, and it's the biggest one in the country. Yes, Sledgen, I agree with you. It's a corporate cult. It's that big. Kitty, you are nuts. I wish they could see you right now. I really do. I wish they could see you. Give me this. Give me this. I want to try something here. Because you guys have to see the ignorance of this bullshit right here. What you want, Mama? What you want? Mama, what you want? What you want, Mom Katie? What you want? What you want? This is what I got going on. I call it climbing the ladder. She'll sit here and climb the ladder for 20 minutes. Do it, Mama. Climb the ladder. Get the other one. Switch hands. There you go. Oh, isn't that awesome? She's the best. What are you doing? What happened? Why's your tongue not hanging out? We don't want to show him why you got your name Bleep, 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 Bleep. How'd you get that name Bleep, Bleep, Bleep? It's climbing the ladder. It's climbing the ladder, that's right. That's my little girl. What a pain in the ass that turned out to be. Okay. Jesus. Jeez. All right, there we go. Mom Kitty. Had to redo everything there. Okay, guys. All right. I should have just left it here and zoomed it in. Yeah, see, that'll work. Now we've got the kitty cam. Now we got the kitty cam, don't we, kitty? There we go. Hey, Mama. Hey, Mama. What you doing? What you doing? What you doing? Anyway, all right. I'm sure you guys are getting sick of this whole game. All right, so where were we? Scientology. I could do a whole thing on Scientology, but I would need to run through it real quick because it's been a little while since I've done it, and you know, the size of it, the scope of it is a bit amazing. It has waned a bit over the years because you know, once Elron died, it got into, you know, other people's hands, and it wasn't quite as passionate or fanatical as he was, and so it didn't and but it's still a very predominant thing out there. It still turns millions and millions of dollars every month through its coffers. Yeah, she's missing. One of the higher ups' wives disappeared. You're correct. That's all covered by Leah Remini. Let me get that link for that. Here you go, guys. Here's some info. She interviews a lot of people that were affected. Like I said, I recommend this. I watched it. I watched this because I wanted to know more. You know, I really wanted to know more, and I got a lot of respect for Leah too during this. I just knew her as some chick on the show with the fat UPS guy. I didn't know who she was. And they ended up doing another show together, and she's very funny. And then all of a sudden, she leaves Scientology, and she comes out hard against Scientology. Oh, yeah. It's an 8-part documentary series with multiple seasons featuring interviews with ex-Scientologists and former church executives, uncovering the abuse, the heartbreak, the harassment experienced by those who left the church. Leah Remini, a former Scientologist herself, teams up with high-level defectors like Mike Render. That's the guy I was telling you about. Episodes delve into the specific practices such as disconnection, which is the cutting ties with your family, and fair game, which is targeting critics, and the golden era, which is production company, and the mysterious disappearance of David McScavige's wife. That's Shelley. That's the one that she's protesting out there right now, I think. And the purpose of the show is to provide a platform for victims to share their stories and encourage others to speak out, and hopefully we can someday end this abuse that's obviously going on with this cult. She was on Saved by the Bell. That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah. Yeah, she's cute. I like her. She's a great actress, and she's funny. She's got great comedic timing. Yeah. Give me just a sec. Mama, what are you doing? She seems so attention-starved tonight. I don't know why. All right. This segment brought to you by Mountain Lightning, because it's cheaper than Mountain Dew and we're still getting over the Joe Biden economy. Truth is, once you drink Mountain Lightning for 5 days, you can't tell the difference. Now when I drink Mountain Dew, it tastes a little citrusy to me. I'm hurting. What's going on out there now? Let's take a peek.
Bridge. Next to the bridge. That's a good point.
L. Ron Hubbard says, if it isn't true for you, it isn't true. Now, I know some critics make fun of that, but don't ever. It saved my life. It did. And
Well, I believe that in real life. I'm sure L. Ron Hubbard stole that from somewhere. But when you believe, like, hey, I'm not going to lie to myself and say something's true without me actually knowing it. And I think that's really cool. But L. Ron Hubbard absolutely stole that. If it's not true for you, he's like, oh, that's going to be my pitch line. Anyways, I'm so fucking proud of you. Yeah, we did that. We're gonna put more, well, it's actually quite bright out here. I thought it was gonna be darker, but it's kind of amazing.
Please blur out their faces unless you have written data from all. This is the public.
Yeah, weather, and also move your thing over, so you get your full camera.
Like, privacy, but there's no explanation.
No, and you're on public property. Yeah, and all of us know we're on camera. That you're a waste of time.
Bye, troll.
All right, Chef. Oh,
out in front of the HGB.
I do. And I have an extra charger.
I have a charger. I slammed my car door on it and I broke the other charger.
Okay, so there you go. Looks like there's probably about 10 or 12 of them out there total. They got a lot of stuff out there too. They're making a show of it, which is cool. You know, I'm all for protesting, even if it's something I don't necessarily agree with. In this particular case here, I kind of agree with the protesters. It's been a while, it seems. But anyway, neighbor, I noticed that too. I just wasn't going to say anything. There is a thing out there, a channel out there. I don't know if I should say the name or not. I'll probably have somebody get mad at me. They're making videos using AI, and it's all like this 900-pound woman, and everywhere she walks, the building collapses, the everything, the ride she's on collapses, and that's literally like 80% of the videos. There's some on there where there's guys burning stuff up, or the turkey blows up, or whatever. There's some funny stuff on there too. But they figured out how to make these AI videos of like, and it's literally like, you could tell these people aren't real, because what are you doing? Easy, girl. Like, literally, like, they look like, for those in the girl world that know Chantal, they're bigger than her, and she's like 600 pounds. So, I mean, they make them look like they're 700-800 pounds. That's why I know it's definitely AI. But they're always like the whole house collapses and shit. It's kind of funny. It's rude, of course. I mean, I don't make fun of fat people. I'm fat myself. All right, I got a big old beer belly. Whatever. I don't even drink beer. But I don't worry about, people can't shame me. So I hope people don't take it. You know, I get sick of when someone says something like retard, and then someone says, my friend has a daughter that's retarded, and now I'm all offended. And it's like, just stop. Just stop. If somebody says something's gay or something's retarded or something's stupid, it doesn't mean anything. People got to quit being such snowflakes. And So, but anyway, I thought it was hilarious. I'll find it real quick. I'm just going to give you the names. I hate to promote other things, but I found this to be absolutely hilarious, and I want to show you guys. I want you guys to have a good laugh, and I can't show you on here. I can't rebroadcast something, and that's kind of what that would be. But oh my God, this stuff is just crazy. The channel is called, or is this the same one? I guess there's more than one people doing it now. Oh my God. It's reached the point of ridiculousness now. And the granny character always gets smashed. It's called Ding-a-ling-da. And like I said, again, I don't know these people. I'm only telling you because I watched these the other night, because you brought up how the person in the chair was pretty big. I watched these the other night and I was laughing so hard. Yeah, really, the internet's not for kids. Yeah, I'll type it. Here it is. Yeah, so don't look, if you're overweight, you're overweight. I'm fat, so it is what it is. I thought it was funny. I wanted to share it with you guys. There's so many, the videos are all this, like, this woman is huge, and of course she's always there with this little frail grandmother that always gets crushed and killed. Anyway, I thought it was funny. I hope you guys think it's funny. Please don't take offense. Did anybody go check out the Wish You Were Here flash mob? I was really hoping you guys would check that out. Yeah, I mean, Sludgeon, you know something, dude? It ain't no big deal, is it? Right? And I don't care. I don't care. I'm fat. You can say fat jokes. It doesn't bother me. You'll see, though, these aren't like you and I. I mean, these guys are like 700 pounds and shit. But that's why I said it's... Well, there you go. I'm about 225, I guess. I've been as high as 250, 255. But I've pretty much stabilized now at like 220, 225. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Anyway. If you don't like the humor, just pass on it and go on to the next one. I'm not going to make fun of it on this channel. I just wanted to show you guys. I thought it was fucking hilarious. It's AI. I'm telling you guys, it's AI. It's not real people. They show them flying off the zip line constantly. It's not real people. I'm sitting here looking at her. I gotta stop. I can't show you guys. I'll get in trouble. Oh my God. Oh, it's hilarious. I don't know why it's so funny. It shouldn't be. I don't know. Whatever. Let's just stop. All right. Let's see what we got going on here. Anyway, what news do we have going on here? So down here, the idiots over in Cape Coral decided, hey, let's put up speed trap cameras in the school zones. Now, they couldn't get the speed trap cameras on the highways. They couldn't get the red light cameras. We fought and defeated both of those. So, but then in order to get their foot in the door, these companies, these bastard companies that make these electronic devices that catch and fine us for things that we may or may not have even done, they come out and they entice them to put up these cameras. Why did they get these to go up? Oh, because it's because of the children. Anytime they can't, I want you to notice the pattern. Anytime the government, anytime your local government, your county, your city, your HOA, whatever government you want to talk about, anytime one of these government entities wants to do something and they can't get it done, they'll come back the following year and do it for the kids. And that's exactly what they did here. They were told no on the red light cameras. We voted it down. We said no. We said no on the speed cameras on the highway. Now we have speed cameras in the school zones. Now we find out that the speed cameras have been writing tickets for all kinds of cars that shouldn't be getting tickets, and the people are just paying the tickets. And this thing has been erroneously issuing tickets. Like, for instance, this one Christian school, not open on Friday. So the light doesn't come on Friday because they're not open on Friday. But guess what? The speed tracker still writes tickets the entire time that the light should have been on. So, and there's another one where the bulb had burned out. The light wasn't working. They're going to make those tickets go through. They're going to force those tickets on those people, and they're going to make them pay for it. They're going to make them go to court. The bulb wasn't working. This is ridiculous. This is overreach. This is why these cameras are unconstitutional. The only person that should be allowed to write you a citation is another human being. And this is why right here, just like with these flock cameras and all this technology where we no longer just look for one car. We track every car. We check the speed on every car. We check every car that runs the red light. We check everything. We run every tag. We check every car. Nothing gets past us. Once you get into a world like that, where the machines are keeping all this data and AI is parsing through all of this data, you will be implicated for things that you didn't do. It's already happening all over the country right now. And I'm not going to go too much back into the whole flock camera thing because we did it fully the other night. But yeah. Yeah, Gator, I'm going to go out tomorrow, I think. I'm going to see how I feel. I've had a long week. I've been up almost every day to see Mom. We've been walking and doing things, and I've been taking her out every day. And she's slowly getting her strength back, and I'm trying to do everything I can. And then I've been doing 3 hours there and 2 or 3 hours here every night. And so by the time I get to Friday, and then tonight I have 2 shows to produce before I can go to bed. So Friday nights are tough for me. And then Saturdays, I'll see how I feel. I like to sleep in a little bit on Saturday. When I say sleep in, I mean like all the way till 8 o'clock or something. Because I really don't, I'm not a real big sleeper inner. But I do like to kind of laze around a little bit on Saturday morning. And then I'm going to get up, and I think I'll probably go ahead and throw the radio in the car and the laptop in the car and hook everything up. And probably go out tomorrow and do some broadcasting. Yeah, there you go. So I'm gonna try to go out tomorrow. We'll get something out there, and like I said, I will be. I've been on over an hour. I'm gonna probably do a little more here, and then I'm gonna sign off. And then tomorrow, normally Saturday nights is up in the air, but I'll probably be on tomorrow night, more than likely, unless it's just completely dead and I'm not feeling well, or it went out and had a big day. Oh, Deep Space Nine is coming on. I love the openers. Star Trek has some of the best openers. Yeah, she got pneumonia 2 weeks ago. I was starting to wonder if this was going to be another big setback. She's still coughing. She's still not completely clear, but she's getting there. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think there's any. I'm sorry, I saw this message from 10 minutes ago. I'm sorry. There's no geomagnetic storms right now. We're not in a G storm right now at all. However, we're watching for possibly getting one in the next few days. It's going to be a glancing blow. It's only going to be a G1, probably only going to be able to be seen in the higher latitudes, like Alaska and Canada and far northern Europe, and of course most of Russia. Anyway, yeah, I don't think it's going to be anything to worry about for that. What we got to watch for right now, honestly, where we need to be watching right now is the which episode is this? I like when they brought Worf on Deep Space Nine. I really like that. Okay, let's do this. Sorry, let me just do this real quick here. All right. Yeah, I'll probably go do POTA tomorrow, I guess, maybe. All right, is there anything else? I'm watching the chat room to see if there's anything. There is a launch scheduled overnight, but that's going to be in China. And the next one, there's two more on the 7th. One in California, one in Florida. The one in Florida is 4:40 p.m. Eastern. And so that's going to be on Sunday. All right, trying to think if there's anything else going on. I just checked the Space Weather Prediction Center, and currently we are clear. There's no storms and nothing predicted in the short term. As far as ham radio goes, we are looking at a solar flux index over 200, which is good. That means our ionosphere is charged with energy, 206 on the solar flux index, but the K has come down to 2, so tonight might not be a bad night for radio on 40 meters, looking at the numbers. The geomagnetic field is quiet, the EME degradation is good, and the solar flare probability for the next 24 hours is 65%, which is pretty high. Signal to noise is S1 to S2, and the muff, according to Boulder, no report. Okay, so there we go. That's the space weather, solar weather forecast right there. And again, the K index is 2 and the solar flux is 206. When the solar flux is over 200, that means that our radio waves travel pretty far. And if we can get the K index down to a 1 or a 0, that would make the conditions great. Right now, they're definitely good conditions. 80 and 40 meters are good at night. Where everything else is pretty much good across the board, day and night, except 10 and 12. 10 and 12 only right now good during the day. Other than that, that's where we're at. No bands are closed right now, and the aurora latitude is about 65 degrees north. All right, so basically, guys, what are your shows tonight? What I have weekend shows. I do paid programming shows. I produce the daytime drive show during the week, and I produce this show. But then also I produce 3 weekend shows. I do it like side money, and they pay me to do it. I go to their home or their work, and I actually build a studio with soundproofing in their business, then they record their show each week and send it to me. Or I can dial in and do it with them, depending on what's going on. And so then they send me the show, and I run it through processing and everything, and then I go and I put in all the music and all the elements and all that. They just record dry segments, what we call dry, meaning there's no music or announcer voice. And then I take that dry show, the segments, and I drop them into a multi-track, and I get everything all lined up so it sounds really nice. And then once I get the shows done, I have to send them to the station, and then I have to dial into the station and load them from the station onto the actual automation so that they'll play in the morning. Yeah, I do. One's an insurance show, one is a gold coin and collectible show, and one is a wealth management show. Let's see here. Let's see what's going on over here. There is a recall on dog food. It's a pretty big recall. Causes gastrointestinal problems. There's plastic in it. 300 cases have been recalled. Let's see what company it is. Wisconsin-based From Family Foods, Bond Hill Farms Beefables. I don't think it's something that's offered down here. I've never seen this. So anyway, you know, sometimes these things happen. You can't just immediately blame it on, oh, those people suck. Sometimes a piece of equipment breaks and you don't realize it, and it breaks off and it goes down into the dog food. It happens. We find the plastic. We have to recall the dog food. The company eats the loss. If it's so big, they're insured for those sort of things. Yeah. That Jake Tapper is such a moron. I can't believe he's even still around. Okay, well, I don't see anything too bad there. All right, let's see. Anything else in the chat room? Oh, there you go. Yeah, the one show I do, that's what he does, is bullion, coins, collectibles, antiques, bars, I mean, whatever. He talks about all that kind of stuff on his show. I don't see anything else there. Let's see if there's anything in ham radio news. Ham radio doesn't have a lot of news, by the way. You guys heard of that? They've got an online magazine called The Logger's Bark. I guess this is their last big episode. I guess they're shutting that down. So many of the ham radio publications have either gone out of print or gone out completely in the last few years. And the reason is because no one is consuming data in the format of a magazine anymore. Nobody's doing that. I'm not going to just, you know, I will admit I miss the days of having all the magazines next to the toilet, you know, and I'd sit down and I'd pick up the magazine and pick up where I left off. I kind of miss those days, but we do that on our phone, right? With today, the way we can research thing and we can read about just what we want to read about and all that kind of stuff, the way news is consumed in a periodical like that is just out of style. It's nostalgia at this point. And so I think that's why the ARRL went ahead and decided to stop printing the magazine. I think they had to because they're going broke. But I also think that if you do some studying and some researching, I think you can kind of see that people aren't using magazines much anymore. I did 1 year with the ARRL, and they sent me 12 magazines, and those 12 magazines are still sitting up there. I have never even looked at them. I don't want to throw them out because they're nice magazines. They got good information in them, but no one consumes information that way anymore. I've tried to give them away. I have boxes of QST magazine here they were throwing them away. And I've set up tables and tried to give these things away. Nobody wants these magazines. It's because no one consumes information that way anymore. And so, yeah, there was a bunch. Ham Radio had a bunch of printed magazines at one time, and they're down to just, I don't know if there's any printed magazines left, but there is still 6 or 8 digital ones that are out there. The week after my dad died, I asked my mom if I could have the pleasure of calling and canceling the extremely left-wing liberal Fort Myers News Press. The Fort Myers News Depressed, as I called it. That my dad read it because he liked a newspaper, but he hated the paper. He hated the left-leaning way it was written, the left-leaning editorials, the left-leaning opinion pages, the everything. Even the cartoons leaned left, and he hated it, but he couldn't put it down. It was crack. He had to have it in the morning, or his bowels wouldn't move. So I took the pleasure of canceling that shit. After his subscription had been going on for 50 years, I canceled it. And they're like, can we make you a deal? I'm like, no, I don't want a deal. The only guy that gave a shit about your paper's dead. Bye. Newspapers killed themselves because they could have stayed around a lot longer had they done several things. Number one, remained relevant. They should have been moving online quicker. They should have taken over online. Instead, they fought online. That's what always happens. You know what I'm saying? TV fought online for a while, but now TV's embracing the online news. But the newspapers never did. And then finally the newspapers embraced it. They started doing it and immediately started charging too much for it. And newspaper never adapted to the internet, and they've been lost because of it. Number two, this is a very red area down here. Extremely conservative. So conservative that everybody wins or loses an election in the primary, not the general. The Republicans always get elected down here. You know, so it's one of those things where, you know, hey. But our newspaper, despite this being a very red area, was the bluest of the blue. It was finally bought out by, who bought them out? They bought Naples out too. I want to say Scripps, but I don't think it's, I don't remember. Anyway, the point is extremely left-leaning, and they're failing. They're almost done. They're going to fold up and go away. And part of that is because they didn't adapt. Part of adapting would be to not be so far left-leaning when you're in an area that leans far right. Yeah, AI is going to bring up even more changes to all that. You're correct. Yep. Well, yeah, Wayne Green. You know what? Anybody that stands up against the stupidity of the ARRL is a friend of mine. The biggest problem that ham radio has in the entire world is the American Radio Relay League. Their president this year is going to make $360,000 with 4 weeks of paid leave, full health benefits, dental, optical, life insurance, and it all comes from your dues. In the same year that they quit printing the magazine, and in the same year they raised your dues from $50 to $59. $360,000 plus benefits. What the F? It's a volunteer thing for a hobby. It's a volunteer club in a hobby. $360,000 plus benefits for that prick. That's right, Sledgen. Yep. Do stupid things, win stupid prizes. I mean, you can say it however you want. You're right. Yep. Yeah, there is a lot of... yeah. There's a lot of stupid things that get done out there. I start to wonder sometimes in some of these businesses, or even political parties for that matter, just make bad decision after bad decision. It's like, do you people see what you're doing? You know, I went out again, I was listening. I am so surprised that 80% of the HF traffic that I hear is POTA. 80%. I don't hear sodas, I don't hear Jodas, I don't hear Yodas or Clodas or Blodas. All I hear is POTA. That's it. Parks on the air. And it's CQ POTA. I answered them all the way back, coming back up the interstate. I just kept dialing around and picking them up, and I'd answer them. I have not heard a CQ from a soda station or a Joda station or any other Yoda station for that matter. I haven't even heard anything from the Yoda station. Contact I've made. I haven't heard anything. Where's all these other Odas and Yodas and stuff? I don't see them. All I ever hear is soda, or I'm sorry, POTA, Parks on the Air. That's all I ever hear. Can I honestly say I think Gavin Newsom is a douchebag? I'm just going to put that out there. Let it simmer. Talk amongst yourselves. I call him Douche Newsom. Remember the old game from the old days, Duke Nukem? That's where I got the name Douche Newsom. It sounds right. You know, if he runs for president, his hair could run as vice. Look at the guy. I don't have to think about it. Jake Tapper. Is that guy even relevant anymore? The ARRL sweepstakes. 90 years the sweepstakes have been going on. They call it the ARRL sweepstakes. What it is, it's a contest. And you contact as many states or whatever as you can on as many bands as you can. It's been going on a long time. It's one of the it's bogged down but not too bad. See, the ARRL is bad about over bogging down everything they do with rules and regulations and logs and forms and signatures and approvals and commanders and captains, and it gets to be really weird. The sweepstakes is very old and very traditional, and I found it to be pretty fun. I've done sweepstakes 2 different years. I just missed it this year. I didn't even realize it was going on. But maybe next year I would like to do something for sweepstakes. I'm working Winter Field Day. However, I'm not sure if I'm going to be broadcasting that day or not. I don't know if I'm going to be able to broadcast from where I'm doing Field Day from. So I'm just letting you guys know I am doing Winter Field Day. I will probably not be broadcasting that day, however. So I may go on that night, though. Yes, Deploribus, I want, if you guys would excuse me for just a second, I would like to issue an apology from Starship Studios and from Starship Adventures and from myself personally, Ian, KO4EFS, EL96BR, North Fort Myers. I'd like to issue the following apology. I am severely sorry to all douchebags out there for comparing you to such a piece of shit like Deuce Newsome. I'm so sorry. And my apologies, my sincere apologies to douchebags around the world that may be watching YouTube tonight. We love you, douchebags. Thank you for being here. And I apologize if I offended you by referring you that you were like Douche Newsome. You're obviously better than Douche Newsome. You're obviously much better. You smell better. You look better. Your hair's not better, though. He's got the better hair. But you, douchebag, are better than Douche Newsome. So I just wanted to say that. Okay. I officially apologize. Thank you, Deploribus, for calling me out on that, because I want to be correct here on the channel. Oh, Lord. This protest is still going on out here.
Really skilled in doing, but I just, now that I know the world out here, I'm like, there's a lot more people that are skilled in film and editing, and they're not slaving away cutting tape, VHSs in a fucking editing time, 24/7. 3 meals a day, 30 minutes, you know, yeah, everything. So, okay, so yeah, back to me learning the insides and outs. It really was the insides and outs of, here, you want me to just move this? Becky, can you move this like this in front of us a little? Or do that and then put it, yeah. So it's for Tori, it's not for me. No, but she's gonna try to. It's filming his dick. She said it's filming his dick. See, I told you.
I'd go out and protest with him, but I don't think I'm drunk enough. Anyway, so it's not a protest, it's a grift. Yes, it is. Yeah. It's about 8 people. What it is they're homeless. This isn't an excuse to be on the sidewalk. No. Netflix buying Warner Brothers. Interesting. No, I don't. Truthfully, I don't pay too much attention to all that. A little bit here and there, especially where it has to do with Star Trek or something. But yeah, yeah, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, well, hey, you know what I mean? All right, let's see. One more check here around, and then I'm going to start winding it down. Any last minute thoughts? Throw in the chat room. See, everybody talks in here. ARDC, calling for volunteers to help ARDC shape ham radio's future. You know, there's so many of these. I got this flyer over here from this guy that I met up in Atlanta. I really like this guy. He wants to do the same thing. He wants to create a group. He wants to reshape ham radio. He wants to. The problem is that everybody's stuck on the ARRL, and we've got to get people to stop paying that money. Every year they're losing more and more money. They lose dues-paying members every year because of death, because of failing resources, and because of bad economy, and because of people becoming disgruntled. There's a lot of different reasons, but they're losing people every year. We have to keep pressing to get that decline to go down. I talk about it all the time. I make videos about it. I encourage people, do not renew your ARRL membership. If you want to do, and what's the number one reason they'll tell you? Well, I don't really think they do much for me, but that's all we got. That's all we got. I got to pay the ARRL because that's all we got. That's all. It's not all we got, and it's nothing to have. I went up to this ham fest, right? I go there on Saturday, walking around the tables. The last row I go down, I'm looking for the ARRL table because I would love to get into an argument with that section manager. So I'm walking around, I'm live. You guys can go back and watch the video. I'm live in there, and I walk around the corner, and there's the ARRL table. At noon, gone. Packed up, and they're all gone. It's Saturday at noon, and they're already gone. It's like everybody. It's what are you doing? It's like this asshole gets paid. He's not even there. This is like a big huge event for amateur radio people, and he skies out at noon. All right, Bruce, have a good one. Watch for me tomorrow during the day and also tomorrow night. All right. Yeah, ham fests are fun. I like them. I don't necessarily care if they're the biggest or the smallest. I kind of like the middle-sized ones the best. You get the best deals. I walked into this last one and I bought that mil-spec radio up there for $20. That thing is in pristine condition and it works great. I've already made contacts on it. What's during the day? Yes, I will possibly be out during the day tomorrow. I'm going to take the FT710 and put it in the car with the computer, and I'm going to set the cameras up and everything, and I'm probably going to go back out again tomorrow, probably I got to drive to Naples at some point, so I think I'm going to load the car all up and everything and go grab some lunch and drive to Naples, and then on the way back I pass a bunch of parks on the way back. And I'm going to probably pull into 2 or 3 parks and do those. Yeah, so that's what I got cooking for tomorrow. Hey, Pam. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, at least get a GMRS license, get your first radio, maybe even get them... to get their ham license, their tech license. It's worth it, man. This stuff's a lot of fun. Yeah, I'll try it. And guys, if I do POTA, if you hear me doing POTA, please understand something. You do not have to sign up on POTA to do POTA. You can hunt POTA without even signing up on the website. And then later when you do sign up, All the stuff you've already done is already there. So if you guys know I'm going to be out doing POTA, you guys, while I'm on the air, can go to that frequency and see if you can call me. If you can call me, I'll make a contact with you, and it will go in my POTA log, and it'll be on the air, so it'll be cool. Yeah, this will be a lot of fun. I'm gonna go out tomorrow. I've got the window capture device, so you'll get to see the screen of the radio perfectly clear. Remember how that looks? I don't have it hooked up right now, but you guys will get to see the screen on the radio in crystal clarity. You'll get a view out the front, a view out the back, a view of me, and a view of the radio all at one time. It was really good. Yeah, I love going to the Ham Fest just to look around and just to look at all the stuff, and yeah, I do. All right, anything else, guys? I'm going to go ahead and call it. Coming up on 2 hours. All right, so tomorrow sometime, more than likely afternoon, I'll be coming on to do POTA or something. And then tomorrow evening, 9 p.m. Eastern, more than likely I'll be on. And then Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern, I'll be on. That should not be a problem. So that's kind of my schedule. There won't be anything Sunday during the day, but tomorrow during the day, yes, I'm going to try to do something tomorrow during the day, and we will see how that goes. Looks like my shows are coming in here. Nothing yet. Okay, well, that's all right. All right, anything else? Last call for the chat. Good night, good night. Yep, I hope you guys can catch me tomorrow. Oh, you're going away tomorrow. Well, that's cool. It is Saturday after all. That is going away day. All right, so yeah, I'll be on tomorrow. I'm going to be doing 20 meters. Tomorrow will definitely, more than likely, be mostly 20 meters. I did make some 10-meter contacts, and I made one 40-meter contact, but that's a night band. So I may switch out once I get there and go to and do 10, and I may also do 20. So those are the two bands that I'll be using out there on POTA, is 10 and 20. Well, there you go. All right, guys, I guess that's going to be it for tonight. It's been fun. Are you going to say goodnight, Mama Blee? You going to say goodnight, Mama? Do you believe this kitty? Look at that. She's got her own camera now. Say goodnight, Mama. Say goodnight. Say goodnight. All right, everybody. Yeah, 10 does okay when the solar flux is high like right now, and so hopefully tomorrow it'll do something. We'll see. All right, everybody. Live from Southwest Florida. My name is Ian, and this has been the Sights and Sounds of Earth on Starship Adventures, and we are live tonight with Mama Bleep here in studio, climbing the ladder, and she's been doing it for about an hour and 20 minutes now. She's got to be literally exhausted from climbing the ladder. Anyway, All right, there we go. Broadcasting worldwide on YouTube, guys. We'll see you tomorrow, hopefully during the day, if not tomorrow night. But we'll definitely be doing some more broadcasting. I also hope to take some time this weekend to get a few more feeds back up on Starship After Dark. So look for that on our other channel, Starship After Dark. Say good night, Mama Blee. Night. Do you believe this thing? Jeez. All right, Gator. We'll see you later. Everybody have a good night. Victor and Pam and Eyes and Space and all you guys, thank you very much, Junior. I appreciate all you guys being here, and Heath. You guys have a good one out there. We'll see you tomorrow. 7 3s, everybody. Have a good night and a safe tomorrow.